Create a 7 minutes video for YouTube about France's uranium exploitation in Africa. France's uranium exploitation in Africa? Certainly. Here's a comprehensive overview of France's uranium exploitation in Africa, covering historical context, key facts, and implications. France's uranium exploitation in Africa. An overview. Introduction. France's historical involvement in Africa's uranium industry is a significant chapter in the broader narrative of post-colonial resource extraction, geopolitical influence, and energy strategy. Uranium, a critical element for nuclear energy and weaponry, has been mined extensively in several African countries, notably Niger, Gabon, and Namibia. France has played a central role in this sector, driven by its own nuclear ambitions and economic interests. Historical context: post-World War II. France sought to develop its nuclear energy program to achieve energy independence and bolster its strategic capabilities. This led to an intense focus on securing uranium supplies globally, with Africa becoming a key region due to its rich uranium deposits. The 1960s and 1970s marked the beginning of France's active involvement in African uranium extraction. France's colonial history facilitated control over resources and infrastructure, enabling it to establish a dominant presence in the continent's uranium sector. Key countries and their roles. 1. Niger, located in West Africa, is one of the world's leading producers of uranium. The country's uranium deposits were first discovered in the 1950s, with exploitation beginning in the 1970s. The French company Areva, now Orano, has been a major operator in Niger, particularly through its subsidiary Société des Mines de l'Air, Somaïr. Production and impact. Niger's uranium exports have accounted for a significant share of its national income. The operations have primarily centered around the Arlit and Akuta mines. Controversies. There have been persistent concerns over environmental degradation, health impacts on local populations, and the equitable distribution of profits. Some reports allege that French companies have prioritized profits over environmental and social safeguards. 2. Gabon has hosted uranium mining activities since the 1950s, with the Cominac mine being one of Africa's significant uranium producers. French companies, including Areva, have historically held stakes in these operations. Environmental and social issues. Similar to Niger, concerns include radioactive waste management and community health impacts. 3. Namibia. Although Namibia is an independent country, French companies have been involved in uranium mining through joint ventures and exports. The Rosing uranium mine, operated by China National Uranium Corporation, CNUC, and Rio Tinto, has also been a significant player. France's role. French firms have engaged in exploration and investment activities, although Namibia's uranium industry is more diversified and less directly controlled by France compared to Niger or Gabon. Geopolitical and economic aspects. France's involvement in African uranium mining is not merely about resource extraction. It is embedded in a broader strategic framework. Energy security. France relies heavily on nuclear power, with approximately 70% of its electricity generated via nuclear reactors. Securing stable uranium supplies from Africa has been vital to maintaining this energy policy. Post-colonial influence. France's historical ties with African nations have translated into ongoing economic and political influence, often reinforced through resource control. Corporate strategies. French state-owned enterprises, particularly Areva, now Orano, have historically dominated the sector, often through long-term agreements and investments. Environmental and human rights concerns. Uranium mining's environmental footprint has raised alarm among NGOs and local communities. Radioactive waste. Improper disposal of waste has led to soil and water contamination. Health impacts. Workers and nearby populations sometimes face increased risks of cancer and other radiation-related health issues. Displacement and land use. Mining operations have led to displacement of communities and disruption of local livelihoods. Recent developments and shifts. In recent years, France has undergone restructuring of its nuclear and mining sectors. Orano's reorganization. The state-owned enterprise Orano, formerly Areva, has shifted focus towards safer, more sustainable practices, but challenges remain. International partnerships. France has sought to diversify its uranium sources, engaging with countries like Kazakhstan and Canada, but Africa remains a key supplier. Environmental and social advocacy, increased international and local advocacy pressures. France and its companies to improve transparency, environmental standards, and community engagement. Conclusion. France's exploitation of uranium in Africa is a complex interplay of energy needs, economic interests, and geopolitical influence. While it has contributed to France's nuclear energy capabilities and economic growth in certain regions, it has also raised significant environmental, health, and social concerns. Moving forward, the sustainability of these operations depends on stricter regulation, transparency, and equitable benefit sharing with local communities. Please subscribe to our channel and like and share our videos.